Anyang Buzz. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Anyang Buzz, your daily dose of K-pop tea, thoughts, and real talk. Today, we need to talk about something that honestly surprised absolutely no one, yet is still incredibly impressive. ILLIT has just proven their ticket power, and this story is actually bigger than it looks on the surface. So here's what happened. The Leaf Lab officially announced that all tickets for ILLIT Live Press Start in Seoul were completely sold out on the very first day of the membership presale. Not general sales, not last-minute panic buying, membership presale. Let that sink in for a second. Membership presales are typically limited to hardcore fans, the people who are registered, organized, ready, and financially committed. Selling out at that stage is not just popular group behavior. That's dedicated fandom behavior. Now, if you're new to the K-pop world or just casually following things, you might think, okay, sold out. That's nice. Isn't that normal? Well, not exactly. Selling out during membership presale means demand is already exceeding supply before the general public even gets access. This is usually reserved for groups with either extremely strong fandom loyalty or explosive hype. And for ILLIT to do this at their current stage, that's genuinely impressive. Because remember, ILLIT is still relatively new in the industry timeline. The Press Start Tour will kick off next month on the 14th and 15th at TicketLink Live Arena in Olympic Park, Songpa-gu, Seoul. And according to reports, the group is preparing a variety of performances featuring releases that fans love, which already raises an interesting question. What exactly are fans expecting from this concert? Because ILLIT doesn't have a massive discography yet, so the fact that fans are this eager suggests something deeper than just more songs. Let's talk honestly for a moment. Ticket power is not only about music. Yes, music matters. But ticket power is also about emotional connection, brand identity, fan experience, and overall group image. ILLIT has built something very interesting in a very short time, a distinct vibe. Their concept, their visuals, their energy, it all feels very polished, very cohesive, very Gen Z coded, in a way that's incredibly marketable. And clearly, fans are buying into that identity. What makes this story even more interesting is that this is not an isolated event. Every ILLIT performance has reportedly continued to sell out. Last year's 2025 ILLIT GLIT Day Seoul concert also sold out purely through advanced ticket sales. Advanced sales only. That consistency is what transforms this from good news into industry signal. Because hype can sell out once, loyalty sells out repeatedly. Now here's another detail that really caught my attention. Performances in Kanagawa and Osaka didn't just sell out. They added seating with restricted views and standing room options. That's actually huge. Restricted view seats are usually the last resort. They are literally seats where you cannot fully see the stage, and yet fans are still willing to buy those. That's when you know demand is serious. Okay, let me be real with you. ILLIT's rise has been fascinating to watch. They debuted under massive attention, massive expectations, and yes, massive comparisons. Whenever a new group emerges from a high-profile label ecosystem, skepticism is inevitable. People question whether success is organic or manufactured. But ticket sales? That's where arguments get interesting. Because streams can be debated, charts can be analyzed, but fans spending real money on live events? That's one of the most concrete indicators of actual support. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is this hype-driven or is this fandom-driven? Because those are two very different things. Hype can be loud but short-lived. Fandom strength is quieter but sustainable. Membership presale sellouts strongly suggest fandom-driven demand, not just casual curiosity. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think ILLIT's ticket power reflects long-term stability, or are we still seeing debut-era momentum? We also need to acknowledge the fandom itself, GLIT. Fandom culture plays a massive role in ticket power. A well-organized fandom can move mountains. They coordinate purchases, share information, help each other secure tickets. And judging by these results, GLIT is clearly becoming a very effective fandom unit, which is honestly impressive for a relatively young fandom. Let's talk about the tour name for a second. Press Start. That's such an interesting choice. It feels symbolic, almost like a statement. Like the group is saying, okay, this is where things really begin. And based on ticket sales, that symbolism might actually be accurate. because concerts are often the turning point where groups shift from rookie success to established presence. And after Seoul, the group will travel across multiple cities: Aichi, Osaka, Fukuoka, Hyogo, Tokyo, and finally Hong Kong. This route tells us something important. Belief Lab is not playing small. They're scaling internationally, which suggests confidence in global demand. Companies do not commit to multi-city tours lightly. Logistics are expensive, risks are high. So clearly, internal projections must look very strong. Let's zoom out for a moment. Ticket power is not just fan excitement, it's business validation. Sold-out concerts mean strong revenue streams, stronger negotiating power, and higher industry positioning. It impacts brand deals, sponsorships, media narratives. Success in touring often reshapes how a group is perceived by the industry, and ILLIT seems to be entering that phase. But here's where things get interesting. Ticket power also brings pressure, because once expectations rise, consistency becomes mandatory. Fans expect bigger stages, stronger performances, more memorable experiences. And this is where many groups face their first real test. Can ILLIT deliver concerts that match the demand? Let's be honest about something. Live performance is unforgiving. No editing, no filters, no second takes. It's the ultimate credibility test in K-pop. A group with strong ticket sales but weak live presence can face backlash very quickly. So this tour is going to be extremely important for ILLIT's long-term narrative. Another angle worth discussing is timing. The K-pop industry right now is brutally competitive. New groups debut constantly. Attention spans are shorter than ever. Trends shift rapidly. And yet, ILLIT is managing to generate this level of ticket demand. That's not easy. Which again raises a question for you. What do you think is ILLIT's strongest advantage right now? Is it their concept, their music, their visual identity, their marketing strategy? Because different fans are drawn in for different reasons, and I'm genuinely curious what resonates most with you. Looking ahead, this tour could shape multiple outcomes. If performances exceed expectations, ILLIT could solidify themselves as a major touring force early in their career. If not, criticism could intensify. That's the reality of rapid success. High rise, high stakes. Personally, I think ILLIT is positioned very strategically. Their image feels meticulously curated, their rollout has been smooth, and fan engagement appears strong. From a branding perspective, everything looks very deliberate. But concerts are where polish meets reality, and that's what I'm most excited to see. Now, I really want to open this up to you. Do you think ILLIT's ticket power signals long-term dominance? Are you planning to attend press start? Do you think demand will stay this strong throughout the tour? And most importantly, what are your expectations for the live performances? At the end of the day, regardless of personal preferences, ticket power is always impressive. Selling out membership pre-sales, adding restricted view seating, maintaining consistent demand, those are not small achievements. ILLIT is clearly doing something right. Whether this momentum evolves into industry-defining success, that's the story we're about to witness. That's it for today's On Young Buzz update. As always, I want to hear your thoughts, your hot takes, your predictions. Drop them in the comments because you already know the best discussions always happen down there. And I'll see you in the next buzz.